We are live. What is going on, guys? Today we got a lot to talk about because it's not just about the Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua fight, which is definitely happening, but we got a whole boatload of stuff. We're even going to talk about the continuing saga of this Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney debacle, as well as other potential fights that are happening in the future for this year. So let's get going. Hold on. Let's switch over to picture. I'm sorry, my face. Let's put my face in. And then let's also put Michael Buffer on the screen real quick. Hold on 1 second. I want to make sure. Is this on? Yes, it is. Wait.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, it is. Let's start the show. Let's start the show. Let's start the show. Of course, we got to start off with Ep.32 with the Let's Go champ. What is going on, brother? Thank you so much for coming in and being that first guy. Love it, love it, love it, love it. You got the streak going. The streak is strong. Every single live stream we've done so far, you've been here with the Let's Go champ. Chill Will 21 talking about, what up, fam? This title had better not be clickbait. Well, guess what? It isn't. It isn't clickbait, my friend. And I'm gonna show you. We got all the stuff. We got all the receipts. You know how I do here on Boxing Fanatico Live. I don't just say things. We always go to picture in picture. We show you receipts. That's how we work here, man. Come on now. All right, here we go. Adrian Dones, what's up, Fanatico? Ortiz won't be fighting this weekend due to an ongoing health issue. Yes, that is upsetting. However, sometimes bad things happen. Sometimes we lose something, but we gain something else. And that's literally what happened in this situation. The good thing is that Saturday is still a fight, right? Because we still got the Jaron Ennis fight that's taking place on Saturday. So we still have a fight. That Saturday was actually double stacked. We had a DAZN fight with Virgil Ortiz against Jaron Ennis. I think that was a more competitive fight. But we also have Jaron Ennis on Showtime this Saturday fighting Royman Vija, right? So it was double stacked. Now we only got one thing to watch. Saturday, we still got boxing on Saturday. So that's a good thing. Plus now we got this Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua announcement, which is crazy. Okay, Belfort Gore. What's going on, brother? Hashim will be at episode 50 before we know it. Yo, we're almost there, man. We're almost there. All right, so let's bring up the first thing that we're going to go ahead and talk about today. Let's start the show off again, of course, with Michael Buffer. Just one more Michael Buffer. For the guys that are in here, I see that there's a few of you guys in here. Hit the like while I'm doing this Michael Buffer real quick, and we're going to switch to picture in picture.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Got to give him with the horns, too. Got to give him with the horns. All right, let's go ahead and switch over to picture in picture so we could take a look at what I'm talking about here. All right, here we go. So we have Eddie Hearn. This is Michael Benson, who is a well-known sports analyst, well-known boxing insider, reporter, and I think he's from Talk Sports, or he got this from Talk Sports. I don't know, but Michael Benson is definitely one of the premier insiders. Him, Don Rafael, those kind of guys, right? Eddie Hearn has declared that Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder is now locked in for December in Saudi Arabia. But here's the asterisk, guys. It's signed, sealed, and delivered. Very similar to what they did with I think it was Canelo versus Caleb Plant, where they had the trailer already ready to go as soon as Canelo won his fight. I think it was against Liam Smith. Once he won that fight, they had the trailer ready to go for Canelo versus Caleb Plant because that was signed, sealed, and delivered pending Canelo's victory, right? So he won. That fight ended up happening. So here we have it pending if AJ beats Dillian White on August 12th, because that fight has been made as well. So Anthony Joshua is going to fight Dillian White, And if he wins that fight, we are guaranteed the Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua fight. And I'm pretty sure that they're going to have a trailer ready to go right after Anthony Joshua wins that fight. Now, is it guaranteed that he's going to win the fight? No, because that's Anthony Joshua. Anything can happen. So he might be on an off night or something. Who knows? But if he does win the fight, and hopefully he does, then we're going to get the Deontay Wilder super fight. Now, and it's for December. So the rumors that were coming out earlier in the year, when they were saying there was a potential super mega night of boxing with Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury versus Usyk, all on the same card, and then fighting Usyk versus Tyson Fury being the main event for undisputed heavyweight, and Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder being the co-main, and the winners fighting each other. And maybe, I guess, the winners fighting each other, and I guess maybe the losers fighting each other, if that's a thing. But the winners are what would fight each other from those two things, those two fights. This is one half of that being fulfilled. This is one half of that. So we need to obviously wait and see if that's going to happen. It seems difficult to put together when you actually sit back and think about it, only because there's a lot of promotions that got to be involved for this to work. If I'm not mistaken, I do think Deontay Wilder is still with the PBC. So the fact that this is being made with Eddie Hearn is actually pretty crazy. And this is funny to me, just to show you how crazy, how weird Twitter is. The tweet that, as I'm looking for, like, the Anthony Joshua stuff, the tweet under this tweet saying a lot can be learned from Canelo versus Charlo, Spence versus Crawford, or most big fights in general from the PBC. There isn't constant updates of nothing being reported. The fighters just shocked the world out of nowhere, drop bangers. There's a lot to learn, especially with Hearn. So he's throwing a jab at Eddie Hearn on July 6th. This was reported on July 6th. So Eddie Hearn got the Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder fight made. So, like, I'm not understanding what they talking about. Like, what's going on? Like, you're posting this the same day that this drops. You should have posted it before this dropped. That way you can, because this is a super mega fight. This is a mega fight. Granted, Deontay Wilder lost to Fury, Joshua lost to Usyk, but it is a super mega fight regardless, because we've been wanting to see these two go at it for a long time. And also, and by the way, this is the article here. Eddie Hearn has told Talk Sport that Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder is now locked in to take place in December in Saudi Arabia. So you guys can see it here, already locked in for Saudi Arabia. And it makes sense to do it, but of course he has to come out of this one, August 12th. He has to come out of this one a winner. It's easy to do these fights with Saudi Arabia because Saudi Arabia puts down that cash for these super big fights. So the boxers kind of come out with an incentive to want to go ahead and put it together. It's not too much of a money problem when they're dealing with Saudi Arabia. So that kudos to them being able to pull that off. Let me quickly go to the comment section. Then we're going to look at a quick little snippet of the weigh-in with Jaron Ennis, because that's important. And we're gonna look at the trailer for, in my opinion, the best docuseries in boxing, All Access. The trailer for All Access, Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence, because this Saturday, tomorrow, is episode 1, and I cannot wait for episode 1. I love, absolutely love those All Access docuseries leading up into the fight. All right, let's switch over real quick.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I always have this guy here. I keep forgetting, but it's all good. Let me make sure I hit this button. All right, cool. Thank you very much, Michael Buffer, again. All right, let's pull this up here. Go do something. Sitting on but AI is clearly not doing something spontaneous. Go do something spontaneous. Sitting on but AI. What? Spontaneous? I'm confused. What? Whose AI is clearly not doing? What the heck are you talking about? What are you talking about? You reckon we will get Wilder versus Ruiz before the AJ fight if AJ gets past White? Is of course. You reckon we'll get Wilder versus Ruiz before the AJ fight? That's a possibility because they've been trying to get that to happen. I think that Ruiz wanted a certain amount and Wilder's offering him a certain amount. So we're just going to have to wait and see. If they agree to terms, we might get it. I like that they're fighting in between this big fight. I really like that because it's a stay busy fight. You know, it gets you warmed up. You don't stay cold for so long, and then you get a big fight in December. It's a little stay busy fight, so I think it's good. The only thing is these stay busy fights can always derail. I've seen it happen before. I've seen Yuriorkis Gamboa versus Juan Manuel Lopez being cooked for a good 2-3 years, and they were having stay busy fights in between, and then Juan Manuel Lopez gets toasted by Orlando Salido twice, and then it was over. No more Yuriorkis Gamboa versus Juan Manuel Lopez, and that was a tragedy because people really wanted to see that fight. Shane Bose, what's going on, bro? What's up? The trailer was fire. Yeah, man, I loved it. Seen it so many times already. Yo, we're about to pull it up real quick. Hopefully I don't get hit with a, because it's gonna be from Twitter pulled out, and it's promoting the thing. It's not showing it. It's just showing the promotion that you put on YouTube. So hopefully it's all right, but we'll see. Get-ins Gaming Corner heard lost billions, barely delivering anticipated fights. PBC is saving boxing. Are you saying Hearn lost billions? Yeah, I mean, I get you. I get what you're saying, but at the same time, he just announced that we're gonna get Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua, and I think that that's massive. So he's able to give us the fights. I don't think anybody is being as consistent and as powerful as PBC. I'm gonna be quite honest with you guys. First of all, PBC got the mega super doopity duper fight, right? They got the whole Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence Jr. So we know for a fact they are leading right now. PBC and Showtime, they're leading in terms of hold on, I still got this plugged in. They're leading in terms of giving us the best fights possible and doing it consistently, right? We got Tank versus Ryan. Now we got Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford. So they're doing their thing. Fanatico, you think Joyce will win the upcoming rematch? I don't know, man. I don't think so. To be quite honest, I don't think so, because I think that Joyce, he was good at absorbing punishment, but once somebody could break through that absorbing of punishment, I think that he kind of falls flat after that. He doesn't have much special effects, nothing crazy going on after he gets, basically, after that line of defense is overtaken, like it was in his last fight. It's hard for him to give us anything else from what I've seen. Jumpman23, what's good, Fanatico? What's going on, brother? All right, so now let's take a look at something else here. First of all, I do want to show this as well. Let's move to picture-in-picture. Usyk is also going to fight. He will be fighting in August. So August is the heavyweights. The heavyweights is going at it in August, right? Usyk. First of all, where's my logo at? Hold up. There we go. Usyk is fighting against Daniel Dubois, which should be a good fight. I wholeheartedly expect Usyk to win this fight. He's been in much, much tougher competition. The man became undisputed at cruiserweight. The man is like one belt away from being undisputed at heavyweight. So I 100% expect Usyk to win against Daniel Dubois, but I do think that this is an interesting fight. It's an interesting fight to watch. I'm interested in it, but I'm hoping, of course, that he doesn't lose, because these guys cannot lose. If they do, it's going to be a tragedy. You can't lose, man. You can't lose. There's December on the line, right? But the cool thing about this whole thing with Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder being signed, sealed, and delivered is that it keeps adding to the prestige of this year, to how crazy this year is and continues to be, right? We got Canelo versus Jermell Charlo, my fault. We got Wilder, Anthony Joshua. We got Errol Spence, you know what I'm saying? And Terrence Crawford. And then even just this month alone is pretty chock full of fights with Jaron Ennis fighting. Frank Martin is fighting this month as well. Stephen Fulton versus Inoue is fighting this month as well. So, like, it is just crazy how insane this year is. And I personally think it's the best year in boxing history. That's what I think. In terms of matchmaking, this is the best year. It's like they're throwing everything at 2023. Like everything is being thrown at 2023. All right, now let's take a look at something. Actually, let's look at this the weigh-in first, real quick. Let me make sure you guys can hear it. This is the weigh-in or the last face-off before they meet in the ring between Jaron Ennis and Royman Villa. So there they go. Height is basically the same.
There they are, ladies and gentlemen. The last time they'll face each other before they meet in the center of the ring tomorrow night for the main event on Showtime Championship Boxing.
Let's go.
Presented by Premier Boxing Champions and brought to you by TGB Promotions, D&D Boxing, and Samson Boxing, along with Showtime. Jaron Ennis versus Royman Flaco de Oro Villa.
Now, I wholeheartedly expect Jaron Ennis to win this fight. He should be levels above Villa, but we're going to have to wait and see. I think Villa only has one loss on his record, and he's pretty scrappy. So we're going to see what's going to happen with this fight once they come together tomorrow. And it's cool that, in a way, although we do always want as much fights as possible, even though Virgil Ortiz isn't fighting, at least I could just sit down and watch one fight. I don't have to be crossing between the Virgil Ortiz fight and the Jaron Ennis fight. Now, let's look at the trailer real quick for All Access, the greatest docuseries in boxing leading up to a fight, period. Award-winning All Access. And guys, I am not sponsored by Showtime. I promise. I just truly, really, really love All Access. All right, let's take a look at this trailer real quick, because I can't wait for this fight. It's crazy. When we see stuff like this, it makes it even more real. It's like another layer of realism to this fight gets added when we see stuff like this. All right, without any further ado, let's look at their All Access that they posted on Twitter.
It's time for the most anticipated fights of this decade.
This is gonna prove who the best fighter in the world is.
Errol is the most dangerous fighter in boxing.
Woo.
When I see weakness, I go for the kill.
That's true.
I'm gonna win.
Undisputed. Let's go. Wait, was that the trailer? That was the trailer, right? They got a 2-minute trailer on Showtime YouTube, but that might be risky. I don't know. No. They had. Let me see something. We're gonna put it up. This is the real trailer right here, guys. This is the real trailer. Hold on. This is the real trailer.
For anyone who hasn't noticed,
Yes.
Super Fight season has made a triumphant return. But this fight, it stands alone. Two of the greatest boxers alive facing off in their primes.
Let's go.
Wins not even Vegas can predict. All this screams vintage, classic. And to make it happen, Spence and Crawford sealed the deal with a phone call. How delightfully old school.
First time we talked probably like 30 minutes, 35 minutes.
And I just let them know, like, hey, what's up? Let's fight. I've been calling these guys out since 2018.
Hey, look. Who do you want next?
Well, y'all already know who I want.
I feel like I'm the guy that really made it happen. I want to fight Terrence Crawford. I don't want to fight anybody else.
On Saturday, July 29th, two undefeated champions will zone in on legacy.
This era is the Terrence Crawford era.
Definitely not, man. You ain't fought nobody, man.
What did I do to Sean Porter that you couldn't do?
He call himself the big fish, right? But what you do when the fish get took out the water, you suffocate him.
We gonna roll him up and smoke him.
When Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford scrap for an undisputed welterweight crown, they'll have each other, dance partners in lockstep, each offering to summon magic, artistry, brilliance, unlike ever before. That's the old school part, the enticing part.
Oh my God.
Boxing at its
I
most
can't
compelling,
wait.
risk-embracing,
I can't wait to watch the first episode.
When I win this fight, there'll be no argument who's the best fighter in the world.
Oh, I feel as if I was made for this moment.
It doesn't get any bigger than this.
Boxing doesn't come much better.
For this clash, have the history books ready. Because if those best selves can recall past eras, then old school will, in a way, be refreshingly new.
The writing be on point, too.
May the best man win.
Oh, my gosh. Yo, the writing be on point, bro. The writing be on point. Old school will be. What did he say? Old school will be eventually new or something to that effect.
We know what's that.
Selves can recall past eras.
Let's see what he said.
Then old school will, in a way, be refreshingly new.
Old school will, in a way, be refreshingly new. Since we haven't been getting old school, and now this new fight gonna be. I love the writing. Love the writing. Love the writing. And I just love the whole the whole cinematic element of All Access. Yo, kudos to Floyd, because Floyd was the person who kind of pioneered this kind of promotion. Before we just got the promotion, that's it. But when Floyd did that whole 24/7 with HBO, that started the whole process of promoting fights that were big in this way. And now we get it's like you get more out of the fight. You squeeze more out of the fight in an entertaining and creative way. And even the All Access epilogue, we get to see the fight like in a completely different way after the fight is over. I love it. 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 It's perfect, man. It's freaking perfect, man. I love those. Let's switch over real quick. We're going to switch back, but I want to see what you guys are saying. Let's switch over real quick. All right. By the way, guys, I cannot talk about Undisputed on here, so please don't even ask me about Undisputed because I won't respond. I won't highlight your comment. It's just no point in doing it. Just no point. Shane Bosey, me either. He came up against someone who played his game and lost. What are you talking? Yeah, exactly. I think this is the best year for boxing in the last 10 years. I think this is in the last 10 years, young man. I think this is the best period. I think this is the best year, period. Can you name a year that has like Stephen Fulton versus Devin Haney versus Lomachenko, right? Stephen Fulton versus Inoue. Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence Jr. Canelo Alvarez versus Jamel Charlo. Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua. Right? You can't. Tank versus Ryan finally happening. It's just too many fire fights that took place. It's just too difficult, man. It's too difficult to see that another year actually top this year. So I don't think any year is better than this year. Honestly, I don't think any year is better than this year. Usyk should have fought Wilder. No one cared about Dubois, but Wilder is fighting. Why should Usyk fight Wilder? That doesn't make any sense. That's a regressive kind of fight. He beat Anthony Joshua, and Anthony Joshua was being lined up to fight Wilder. It actually doesn't even make sense in the way boxing progresses and the things that you do. So once he beat Anthony Joshua, the only thing that makes sense for him is to fight Usyk. It's to fight Tyson Fury. And if Wilder is being set up to fight Anthony Joshua, there's no sense for Usyk and Wilder to fight first before Anthony Joshua. It doesn't make any sense. That's kind of like a backwards way of thinking. I think a lot of people just think about the fights in a vacuum and they don't think about the entire business of boxing. Because it's an entire business with things need to make logical. It needs to make a logical evolution for it to make sense for a fight to be set up, right? And so it wouldn't make sense, really, to be honest, if Usyk fought Wilder. It just wouldn't. We got a $10 super chat by Adrian Dones. Hold on. Pay-per-view gonna have me broke this year. That's right. Hold on. Where the $10 super? That's right. $10 super chat by Adrian Dones. Yes, sir. Everybody gonna be broke this year. Everybody gonna be broke this year. Because them pay-per-views is coming in hot. Do you think Bud will stick to orthodox against Spence? Several fights back, he was asked why he barely goes orthodox anymore. Bud responded, "Shh, I'm saving it. It seems risky. He mostly southpaw lately." I think what Bud is going to do is he's going to test both, right? He's going to test both. He could fight off the angles, but he could fight off the angles if he goes back orthodox. But he might actually he might stay southpaw because that's a little bit more uncomfortable for southpaws. Fighting southpaws is more uncomfortable for southpaws, believe it or not, because southpaws normally fight orthodox fighters. So southpaws are uncomfortable for orthodox fighters, but they're comfortable when they fight orthodox fighters because those are normally the fighters that they fight. So I think that he's going to go southpaw, but we'll see. He might go southpaw because of just to make it uncomfortable, but he might also go orthodox to get those angles because he could get good angles when he's orthodox, but at the same time, that opens up the comfort zone of Errol Spence. So we're going to have to wait and see. It's a unique fight because of the fact that Errol Spence is southpaw. So this makes it unique in terms of what are we going to see from Terrence Crawford. Normally, he'll use that as a tool to make people uncomfortable that are not used to southpaw fighters, but let's see. He can still do that here. Because southpaws are still not really used to fighting other southpaws. All right. AP, whatever in the house, what's going on? They dropped the All Access episode, or is this just a trailer? It's just a trailer. The first episode will be tomorrow. Never mind. It's the trailer. I just read. Yeah. It's the trailer. Plant versus Benavidez. We got Plant versus Benavidez. Let's not forget about that, guys. This year, man. This year, bro. This year don't play, man. This year don't play. This year does not play. Not me. I get pay-per-views for free. Not this time, Jumpman. Not for Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford. Come on, Jumpman. I believe in you for this one. Get all your friends together. Y'all can pay together, right? Put a pool in or throw a little like get together or something, right? Where everybody just brings $5 or something like that. Whatever. But please. Vote with your wallet for this one, man. Vote with your wallet for this one. So that we can get the super fights down the line, right? So that we can get Benavidez versus Canelo like this. I'm telling you, if this crosses 1 million pay-per-view buys, this will, I guarantee you, it will give us Canelo versus Benavidez in a heartbeat. Because when they see that Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence could do those numbers, Canelo, knowing that he's one of the face of boxing, or he's up there, right? He's going to want to. There's going to be no question that there's going to be a return on investment when it comes to Benavidez versus Canelo. Everybody put together, that fight will be made immediately. You got to add Juan Manuel Marquez KO on Manny Pacquiao for the $50 donation for real. What you mean? Marquez KO on Manny Pacquiao for $50 donation. Oh, damn, that's wild, man. That's wild. I don't know if I want to do Manny like that. He's an icon. Getting Games going, yes, that's how after all the time passed, yeah, it makes sense. But Usyk was supposed to fight Wilder right after the Fury loss. But they knew Wilder had a good chance to win, so they went another route. Really? I don't know if I can't see Usyk feeling that Wilder would win that fight. I don't have Wilder beating Usyk if they fought. I do have Wilder beating Anthony Joshua, but I don't have Wilder beating Usyk. I think Usyk will be able to he'll be able to outbox Wilder, right? Wilder does have that powerful right hand that I think could clip somebody like Anthony Joshua, but I think when it comes to Usyk, it's going to be tough. He's a southpaw. He's really slick in there, really smart, quick for a heavyweight. I don't know. I don't have Wilder beating Usyk, but I do have Wilder beating Anthony Joshua. The switching will work. That's the crazy part. None of the switching will work. That's the crazy part. You're saying none of the switching between Crawford versus when Crawford's fighting Errol Spence is going to work against Errol Spence? We'll see. I don't know. If he switches to southpaw, he does eliminate the angles that Errol Spence likes to make. If he switches to orthodox, he could out-angle him if that's what he wants to do, if he has the ability to do that, right? So it's all part of like the mind games. Let's see what they do when they get in that square circle. They wanted Usyk versus Fury, but I have a feeling it has to be to build up, crazy as that sounds. Usyk versus Fury... No, that doesn't have to be built up. Like, what? That's undisputed. Everybody wants that fight. That don't have to be built up at all. Everybody's ready for that one. I'm going to buy this pay-per-view, promise you. Thank you, man. Come on. Hey, Jumpman23. You need to jump on that sentiment, bro. You need to jump on that sentiment. Guys, do not ask me questions about Undisputed. I cannot talk about it on this platform. I am the content manager for Undisputed. If you want me talking about Undisputed, you have to go to their the Undisputed platform. So Undisputed on YouTube, Undisputed socials on Twitter, Instagram. That's where I can talk about it. Don't ask me here. Contractually, can't talk about it on this channel. All right, now let's bring up hold up, what AP, whatever. You heard about the sparring rumors between Spence and Crawford. Shane Mosley says Spence got the better of Crawford in a sparring match. What's your take on that? I didn't hear about these sparring rumors between Spence and Crawford. But if Spence got the better of him, that's interesting. But remember, sparring is way different than real life boxing. Unless they're sparring in a competitive way, sometimes people just spar in a way where they're like, let me just practice my jab. Let me practice being against the ropes. Let me practice getting into the clinch. Let me practice, moving my head. So I don't know. Usyk slick? I don't know. He's smart and has crazy motor, but I don't think he can have a perfect fight versus Wilder. Wilder will get outboxed by Usyk. Wilder will get outboxed, but Usyk is going to sleep. Yeah, of course. He's not going to – I don't see him taking him out, taking Wilder out. If anybody's going to get knocked out in that fight, I see Wilder doing it to Usyk. But yes, he is super slick. Super slick, 100%. He's super smart, gets on angles, moves his head intelligently, gets on the inside very well. So yeah, Usyk is incredibly slick, and he's going to be using that against Deontay Wilder. I don't know if Deontay Wilder has fought somebody as high level as Usyk other than Fury, and he wasn't able to beat Fury. So I don't know if it comes to this fight, if Wilder has enough with that. He has a good jab and a good right hand, but I don't know if that's enough to take him out. I really don't. They never sparred. Okay, well, I mean, hey, maybe, people like to bring rumors out there to help the betting odds, but we never know. I feel like Spence doesn't have a sparring gear, always full throttle like Mike Tyson sparring. Okay. Well, I mean, most of the time, sparring is very dynamic. It's not always like, sometimes it's competitive. Sometimes it really is competitive. But other times, it's just, I want to work on my right hand. I want to work on my pivoting. So they just, like, they won't do everything that they can do to beat the person. They're just trying to work on this one thing or two or three things in the ring. So it's not always like, the exact same thing. It's a fight, but just without a crowd and for no money. That's not how it is when it's sparring. I know a lot of people take it that way, but it's not always like that. All right, so let's pull up the picture-in-picture real quick so that we can take a look at the continuing debate between Devin Haney and Shakur. Now, one thing that I want to bring up is there has been a lot of false information out there regarding Devin Haney and Kambosos. There's been a lot of false information out there. Now, a lot of people are looking at the guaranteed money and they're doing the percentage math on the guaranteed money. And then they're using that guaranteed money to get a percentage of like 20% that Devin Haney was only given 20%. Guaranteed money, guys. Guaranteed money and purse split in terms of the pay-per-view revenue split are completely different things. That's completely different things. Devin Haney versus George Kambosos Jr. Kambosos earned a purse of $10 million for the first fight against Haney. Haney would take home $2.8 million. Haney took less money in order for the bout to take place. The pay-per-view share, this is the split right here. The pay-per-view share was 70-30 in favor of Kambosos. So the actual pay-per-view share was 30% for Devin Haney, not 20%, right? Now the purse split was $10 million and Haney took $2.8 million. But when you look at Haney's previous fights before that fight, Haney did $3 million against Jorge Linares. He did $2 million against Gamboa. Let me see here. Total sport Adam earning. So he wasn't far away from this $2.8 million in his career. He wasn't far away from this in terms of the guarantee money. He wasn't far away. But in terms of the actual split, it was a 70-30 split, right? And now I ask you guys, why do you guys think that 25% of the share of the pay-per-view share of the money is a fair amount to give to someone, period? Not even Shakur Stevenson, just anyone. Why is that a fair amount to offer to anybody? 25% of the here's the thing. I get it, right? As fans, we just want to see the fight. We tend to be desensitized to the fact that this is their job. This is their job. They're working. It's like if you were to go to your company, right? And then they'd be like, yo, how much do you care about this company? And then, of course, when you're working for a company, you're always posturing. You're always talking about you care about a company, right? Because you're working for them. And to a certain extent, you do actually care because they're the ones that if they're not, if they don't exist, you won't get paid while you're working, right? And then they ask you, hey, look, you care about the company so much. All right, cool. How about you do this week coming up, I want you to do all overnight shifts. I want you to work overtime so you could do overnight shifts. So give me 2 double shifts from Monday to Sunday. So no days off this next week. But we're not going to pay you extra at all to do that. Is that fair? Would you deem that fair? And if you said, whoa, can I get the overtime pay for that at least? And then if they put their arms up in the air and said, wow, look at you. You don't care about this company. Would you not feel offended? You'd be like, yeah, but I'm worth, you're not going to just take my time, make me do things, and then not pay me the correct amount of money, the overtime that I'm owed. And we got a $10 super, hold up. We got a $10 super chat by Jay Shep. Hold on, we got to switch real quick. We're going to come back to this. Hold on, we got to switch real quick, bro. Oh, man, we got it's already there, already knows. It already knows. They already know. Let's put it one more time. Hold on, let me bring up Jay Shep's $10. Thank you very much, brother. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you so much. Let's do it one more time. $10 super chat by Jay Shep. Thank you. All right. He didn't say anything, but it's cool. I'll take the $10. All right, so let's switch over real quick back to picture in picture so I can continue this to explain it. So, yeah, the split was 70-30, and then let's say let's get it even. No, Floyd didn't take 25% against De La Hoya. Floyd took 30% against De La Hoya. 30%. This is the thing that people think, oh, Floyd took 25. No, De La Hoya tried to price himself out, and it was still 30%. It was still 30%. So just to put it in perspective, here we go. How much you think Canelo Alvarez offered John Ryder? When everybody was like, John who? Who's he fighting? Canelo, the megastar. The megastar Canelo. He could offer whatever he wants because he's going to make the bulk of the money. How much you think Canelo Alvarez in pay-per-view split share did he offer John Ryder? Well, I got it right here. Canelo Alvarez made 65%. Let me make sure you guys can see it. I want to make sure you guys can see it. 65% of the pay-per-view shares, which means Ryder received 35% of the pay-per-view shares. 35%. 10% more than Shakur Stevenson. Did you know? Were you fully aware of John Ryder's career before he fought Canelo Alvarez? The way you are fully aware of Shakur Stevenson's career? I don't think so. John Ryder was given 35%. 35%. Let's go even further than that. Remember when Crawford fought Adesanya? And everybody was like, Ava who? Right? Remember that? Why is he not fighting Errol Spence? We don't know Adesanya. You would think that he would rob the bank on Adesanya, right? Or a Venetian. You would think he would be robbing the bank on him, right? But I got it right here. Let's pull it up. Crawford, David Avenesian getting paid for Saturday's welterweight bout. What did Crawford get? Crawford got 70%, which means that Adesanya got 30%. And the only reason that I'm bringing this up is to show you guys how egregious 25% is for anybody. Even if Crawford would have offered that. I thought I got disconnected for a second. I guess I'm still here. Even if Crawford would have offered that to Avenesian, it would have still been an insult to Avenesian. It would have been an insult. No one knew who he was. He still got 30%. John Ryder wasn't a big deal. They were fighting in Mexico. This was Canelo's homecoming. It was not even promoted like crazy. He still got 35%. Are you guys connected? I'm trying to make sure you guys are connected. Did I get disconnected on here? Let me make sure we connected here. Oh, I'm good? Okay. So we hear you, bro. All right, cool. Cool. I don't know why it shows that I'm disconnected on my PC over here. That's so weird. Okay, cool. Whatever. Cool. As long as you guys see me, hear me, it's all good. All right, so this is what I'm trying to say. Shakur, he doesn't have a side job. His job is boxing. Yes, he wants to win the titles. And he even admitted himself that he's not the A side. He's not saying, there's people coming out of the woodworks like, oh, see, now he think he the A side. He said, I know I'm not the A side. But y'all don't understand. 25% is ridiculous. You don't even offer people 25% when you're trying to duck and dodge and get them to say no to the contract. You offer them 30 because 30 seems somewhat realistic but incredibly low so that they could say, oh, nah, heck no, I'm not doing 30. And then you offer all the tune-up fights up to 30%. And they say, well, there's nothing I can do and say like 30 really sucks. I wish I could get more, but I know that I'm not bringing nothing to the table, so I'll take the 30%. I've never seen a contract where it's been 25%. I've never seen it. Never seen it. I've never seen it. But we want an unprecedented, never before seen contract to just be accepted by Shakur Stevenson. Just do it. Just do it. Hey, fight for free. Fight for free. Just fight for free. Right? Because you want to be, it's like you a gladiator, you going in there and you're putting your life on the line. This is your job, but do it for free because we just want to watch the fight. Now, again, I'm not saying that I think that Shakur is not ducking Terrence, that Shakur is not ducking Devin Haney. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is that 25% is so low that it isn't far-fetched to question how crazy it is for Terrence for I'll keep mixing up for Devin Haney to offer that. And when you look in hindsight, because hindsight is 2020, when you go and you look in hindsight, when Devin Haney was saying that Kambosos was trying to dodge him, was trying to force him to duck him, but he powered through. He said, I'm going to take this amount of money. I'm going to take this 30% because I'm going to bet on myself. He's trying to outprice himself, but I'm not going to let him escape. When Devin Haney says that, knowing that he was offered 30% and then goes ahead and turns around and offers Shakur Stevenson. Let's not forget, he's the one that he's the number one contender or the number two contender behind Lomachenko. Right? Shakur Stevenson, who cleaned out 130. Cleaned it out. He beat Robson Canseco. He beat Jamel Herring. He beat Oscar Valdez. He's a pretty big star in the 135. He's one of the stars of 135. And when you don't even offer tune-up fighters 25%, he's supposed to take 25%? Would you work overtime for 1 week, no days off, for free? We can't just look at it as just fans. I get it. If they would offer him 35%, that's still crazy low. Remember, John Ryder got 35%. But I think Shakur would say okay just to get the fight going. But 25% is a spit in the face. And for him to accept that, he shouldn't have to accept 25%. And us as fans, we shouldn't be expecting these guys to just fight for free, basically. Oh, you think you tough? Fight for free. This is their job, guys. This is their livelihood. This is their life on the line. Us as fans, we're so desensitized to that fact. No fighter should be fighting for free, and no fighter should be fighting so below their worth that it is essentially the most disrespectful offer that they've ever seen. I'm still looking for a 25% fight. I'm still looking for it. If you guys can find it, show it to me. I'm still looking for it. I've gone back to the Canelo, to the De La Hoya versus Mayweather, where De La Hoya did not want to fight Mayweather. And what he did was he gave him a 30% offer so Mayweather could say no, and Mayweather bet on himself. But it was still 30%, even back then, 2007. My fault. I got the wrong thing pulled up here. I just needed to check to see if it was working. But either way, guys, either way, it ain't right. It's not. Let's switch over. Let's switch over real quick, see what you guys are saying. Let's make sure you guys are still here. So you guys are still here. Everything is fine. All right. We're still here. You believe what you want in the arguments. I think he's referring to the sparring session. 25% is ridiculous. It is. It's 100% ridiculous. And everybody's saying Shakur complaining like, what, bro? First of all, the thing with Shakur is for a long time in his career, he's giving you very little. If you've hated Shakur, you've lived in the shadows for a really long time because he's giving you very little to hate. I mean, the guy has fought the top guys. He called out Burchell when he was the top guy, but then Oscar Valdez beat Burchell, so he fought Oscar Valdez in a super fight. He beat Jamel Herring, right? He beat Robson Canseco. So he's been beating all the top guys. The number one guy from Japan, Yoshi, he beat him. He's been beating all of these top guys, so nobody can really say anything. He moves up to 135, walks into the ring to call out Devin Haney. No, if he didn't want the fight, he's not doing stuff like that. If you don't want the fight, you don't do things like that. You don't. You don't step into the ring and let it be known and then just duck after. You just didn't have to go into the ring. You just didn't have to go into the ring. But he went into the ring because he wanted the fight. And when the audio captured what they were saying, Devin Haney was saying, I'm the number one. And he's like, for now. And he looked ready to go. So y'all really think that he doesn't want to fight him? No, it's that 25% is the most ludicrous offer probably ever in boxing. Come on, guys. That's only 15% more than church. What? That's crazy. LOL. I don't know what that church tithe means. I don't know what that means, bro. Honestly, this happens. My man Shakur should have sent over a counter offer. They did send over a counter offer. They are just really building. They are just really. No, he sent over a counter offer. He even said that was the first offer. He probably sent back 40%. He's probably like, let's do 40%. That's probably what he sent back. 40% is fair. 40% is fair. 35% is pushing it. 40% is fair. 30% is crazy. He's a tune-up fight, basically. He's an unknown tune-up fighter. 40% to me is the most fair that I think Shakur would say 100% yes, I'll take 40%. Even though he probably feels that he's worth 45 to 50, he'll take 40% just to make the fight happen. But he not going to you not going to work overtime 7 days a week, no days off. You don't get to see your family. You don't get to do none of that stuff. You get this fight, you get that position or whatever, the time slot to work, and then you're not going to get paid anything extra. You're not going to sit there and be like, yeah, I'm going to do it because I love this company. You might love the company. You might be the shining star of the company. That's disrespectful. And we always forget. We think that they're just there purely for our entertainment. We always forget it's their job. And it ain't an easy job. It's a dangerous job. And although you see them only fight the one night, it's months and weeks of training and preparation, of being away from their families. You only see the one night, but it's like multiple hours and hours and hours per day. So it's a lot that goes into these fights. In my opinion, if I was to analyze this and look at it from a distance, I think it's a low ball offer that maybe is designed for Shakur to say no. So that politically, Devin Haney could say that Shakur doesn't want the fight, and then he doesn't have to pursue that fight. That's where I'm leaning towards. That's what I'm leaning towards, especially now that I'm seeing more reports come out, people creating these different rumors that Devin Haney was given less money. Like, given less money than with Kambosos. No, he wasn't. He was offered 30%. And he acknowledged that was a duck offer. And he's like, y'all not going to get me with the duck offer, though. I'm going to power through, and I'm going to say yes. So if you think that's a duck offer, why are you offering less than 30% to a person who's worth way more than 30%? I don't know. You tell me, guys. You tell me. There's nothing to believe. The sparring never happened. Okay, you guys are still talking about that. Let me see if I can catch up. I got Shakur over everyone, but he's not a businessman like Haney or Tank. Yeah. No, of course not. He's under top rank, but he definitely can fight when you put him in the ring. I honestly don't think no fighter should take 25%. Yeah, no fight. Not even a tune-up fighter takes 25%. Even when you're trying to disrespect them, you be like, you're getting 30. Suck it up. What you gonna do? I'm Canelo. Avenesian, nobody knows you. You're getting 30. What's good? I'm Crawford. You're Avenesian who? Right? But Shakur Stevenson is getting 25%. 25. That's crazy. I'll take 25% or 30% of 10 million to train and fight. LOL. Yeah, you would. Yes, of course. You would do. But if you've been killing yourself since you were a kid, going into the Olympics, representing the United States, becoming a silver medalist, coming into the pros, beating dudes left and right, top dudes, all the top guys in all of the divisions, winning the super belts in all the divisions you've been in, you're gonna know your worth, right? Like, we just sitting here and chilling. If somebody offered us that, but yeah, that is, I'm getting overpaid, right? For you can give me 25, I'm getting overpaid to do this because I've not sacrificed. But Shakur has sacrificed a lot. That's the only reason. That's the only way you become that good is by sacrificing a lot. Is it safe to call Haney a duck? It's hard. It's hard because it's a political duck that can never be proven. That's what makes it hard. It's a political duck that can never be proven. If you can never prove it, that's why people duck using contracts. That's why Bob Arum didn't want Manny Pacquiao to fight Floyd, so they didn't want to do random blood and urine. Not because they didn't want Manny to get caught or whatever. It's because they didn't want the fight, so they just pointed at that thing and said that's a political duck. But can we ever prove it? Can we ever know for sure that it was because they just didn't want the fight, or is it just going to be lost in time? Where it's like, okay, maybe it was because they didn't want him to get caught, or maybe it was because they were putting it was the principle. No fighter has ever dictated these terms before, so we're not gonna. Who knows? But that could be political ducks are harder to see. When somebody says, "Nah, I'm not fighting him," that's very clear. But when somebody offers you a contract and makes and tries to give you pennies, and you say no, and then they're like, "Oh, look, you ducked. I offered him something he didn't want it." And then, of course, anybody that doesn't like Shakur, they're waiting in the, you know what I'm saying? They're waiting in the shadows to finally jump up and like scream to the heavens. I feel like this is just being blown up. It's just being blown up. But can we prove that Devin Haney ducked him? It's unprovable. It's unprovable. It's unprovable. I have leaned away from thinking that Shakur Stevenson is ducking Devin Haney. I think Shakur Stevenson will take a low ball offer. 25% is not a low ball offer. That's just not even in this planet kind of offer. Haney don't want the fight. Haney won't be able to handle that. We all know it. Yeah, man. I definitely have Shakur beating Haney if they fought. Shakur definitely not ducking people stupid for saying that he's just not a businessman. It's not even that he's not a businessman. It's just that he's not going to take 25%. And Bob Arum should be the one that's negotiating this stuff for him. It shouldn't be him. It should be Bob Arum. And what happened is Bob Arum is that middleman between them two because he's the promoter. So he probably brought that offer to him and he said no. And then it leaked that he said no. Why did it leak? Maybe there's a political agenda to politically duck him. Therefore, that information was given to the public so that the public could see this. And then Devin Haney, maybe, I'm not saying this is for sure. I don't know. But maybe Devin Haney's like, hey, look, I don't have to fight him because I tried and he didn't want to. So I didn't stop. I didn't duck. He did. He could say it just, he could do that. Because the moment he said, negotiations happen back and forth all the time, guys. That's why it's called negotiation, right? People say, hey, look, you getting 30%. And then they're like, nah, man, come on, 35%. What's going on? And then they're like, all right, cool. We'll give you 35%. And it's like, all right, cool, fine. But what about this stipulation and this? I got to deal with this too, and I got to rehydrate. Come on, man, at least make that 40 then. And then they're like, nah, we're not making that 40. All right, so then take the rehydration off. Nah, but we'll make sure that the rehydration is like 20. Okay, cool. Then All right, cool. So make the rehydration a little bit higher. We'll do 35%. All right, bang, fight made. That's how it happens. They sent the offer to Shakur. They were like 25%. He was probably like, heck nah, I'm not doing no 25%. How about we do 35%? I'll take 35%. Let's do 35%. And then they're like, nope. Yo, leak it. He didn't want the 25%. When things get to the public, that's when things are in trouble. When fights are in trouble is when we get it in the public. That's when fights are in trouble. Anthony Merchant is in the house. What's going on? What's up? What worse is the large amount they do make, they still go broke or let the wrong people in charge of their money. Man, I hope that, you know, a lot of these boxers keep their head on straight, especially after retirement, so that they could do different things with their money and they don't just go broke. I don't want that to happen. Even Shakur knows that. Shakur tweeted they just lowballed him so they could look good for the fans. Yeah. He said it's all good, though. His destiny awaits him. Yeah. I agree with that. I agree. They probably just simply lowballed him. Heard a free ticket to Lil Pump concert came at that 25%. LOL, I would take 25% of 10K, but I'm also not Shakur. Exactly. We're not Shakur, man. We're not Shakur. An opportunity to win and expose them and be the voice of the voiceless. What do you mean? An opportunity to win and where's the large amount they do, man? So I'm very confused. Billy Brown Dog 66. I'm confused. Are you saying for him to take the 25%? I wouldn't. If I was him, I wouldn't. It's still his job. It's still his livelihood. They're not just purely entertainers. They're also working. 25%, and I agree with him. He's not the ASAP, but 25% is just too much. It's too much. Haney a duck, never. If it was a duck contract type of thing, Haney would be like, we are only fighting in one state. You can't make more than that 7% plus a take. It will leave it mode. No negotiation. No. Did you think that Oscar De La Hoya wanted to fight Floyd Mayweather when they fought? And you know that we don't know anything else from that contract, right? We don't know anything else from that contract. It could be a bunch of other stipulations that Shakur is like, I don't care, let's do it. We only know the 25%. We don't know everything else that's inside that contract. But do you think that De La Hoya wanted to fight Floyd Mayweather back in 2007? Do you think he wanted to fight him? Do you think Kambosos wanted to fight Devin Haney for Undisputed? Do you think Kambosos wanted to fight Devin Haney for Undisputed? Let me know. Haney would have said that already. Haney is no duck. That's crazy thinking. He's probably politically ducking, bro. That's how people duck nowadays. They politically do it. Shakur versus Haney gonna be a boring fight anyway, so it don't matter if it doesn't happen. Heck no, it's not gonna be boring. You bugging, bro. No way. Shakur versus Devin Haney will be a fantastic fight, bro. Fantastic. Nah, homie, that's called building up a fight nowadays. Teal telling Haney he will never get the Undisputed fight when he had the fight is ducking. This is completely different. No. That's just straight ducking. This is political ducking. Where they offer you a low ball and then they hope that you don't accept it because it's so low. Exactly what I mean. Hoya did not want to fight Floyd, but he took it because Floyd knew it wouldn't have happened. Cam was acting like it. Okay, so exactly. Do you think De La Hoya? So what makes you think De La Hoya didn't want to fight Floyd while offering him 30%? But what makes you think Haney wants to fight Shakur by offering him 25%? Think about that. You think that De La Hoya didn't want none of Mayweather, so he offered him 30%. But 25% is not a political duck. 30% is, but lower than 30% back in 2007. Now we're in 2023. The 25% is not a political duck. You don't think so? Come on, man. If I took the fight at 25%, I would literally send a counter offer with a no ref clause and beat the 75% into his hospital bills. Haney could easily say he moving up. which kind of isn't a duck for Haney. Political duck or whatever. LOL, Haney is ducking. If Haney was to say, I'm moving up, the public sentiment could be Haney's moving up to run away from Shakur, to run away from a rematch with Lomachenko, to run away from Tank. A lot of people could say that. But if you offer something and then somebody says no, and then you leak it that they said no, you could be like, I ain't move up. I'm not moving away from him. He didn't want to fight me. I offered him the fight. He said no. You could do that. You could do that. And that's a political duck. If he just moves up, that's not a political duck. That's like, yo, I'm moving up. And to people, that'll look like, oh, you running away. People could take that and say that he's running away. Not saying that he would be. I'm saying that people could take that and say that. So sometimes people do the political move and they give you a low ball offer. But never have I seen 25%, ever. Because they are negotiating. Come on, you don't think Floyd knew his worth? Floyd, come on. Floyd didn't negotiate with Oscar De La Hoya. He just accepted all the terms. He just accepted all the terms, which was 30%. He just accepted all the terms. And of course, yes, they're negotiating, but why is it in the public that Shakur doesn't want 25%? It shouldn't be in the public. It should be he doesn't want that. They give him a counter offer, and then they continue from there. That's how it should be. It seems like the negotiations are off after Shakur denied 25%, so no, they are not negotiating anymore, and Haney ducked them. Come on now, bro. If I own a lemonade stand with one of my friends, I wouldn't offer him 25% of the profit. 25% is either a duck or a spin in the face. It's disrespectful. It is, man. It is. But is he? Did Haney say that about the contract? No, they are negotiating. We don't know. We don't know. It's 2023. Everything boxing is about in the public. Not true. Not true. When we heard about Crawford versus Spence the first time around, where last year, where it didn't happen, was because stuff started coming out. Terrence Crawford was saying the 10 million guarantee, we could fight over here. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? When they start talking to the public, it's political posturing. When fights get made is when it's quiet, and then boom, we get Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence out of nowhere, which is exactly what happened. No one knew, no one was expecting it because they wasn't talking to each other. They weren't going back and forth on Twitter. They were actually making the fight behind closed doors. And boom, we got the fight. When you don't hear anything between the fighters and the promoters, that's when the fights are actually getting made. When we're constantly hearing stuff, that's just political posturing. Anyways, guys, we hit 8:08. We actually went 8 minutes past. We're going to go ahead and end it right there. This saga continues. We're going to keep on tracking what's going on here. We're going to be live, of course, again on Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on Boxing Fanatical Live, right here on the Boxing Fanatical YouTube channel. Every Mondays, every Wednesdays, every Fridays, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So don't miss it. Of course, we got the overtime. #47. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes we get the overtime. All right, guys, hit the like on your way out. I don't have it up here for some reason. It disconnected on this computer, but luckily we were all good here. Hit the like on your way out, guys, and of course, as always, had a blast. Thank you to Adrian Dones, to Jay Shep for the super chats. Really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for the support. And of course, as always, we will see you in the next one. Had a good talk with you guys. Good talk today. Peace out.